All right. Hi, everybody.
Hi, friends.
Episode 3. Well, we probably shouldn't say episode 3.
We can say episode 3. That's fine.
All right.
All right. Show number 3. Whatever.
Show number 3, episode 3.
The third recording.
Session.
Of Dual Wellness.
Dual.
Wellness. Oh, my goodness.
Dual.
No, we're not going to do that. Anyways, I'm Camille.
I'm Max.
I'm Max's mom.
I'm her son.
Yes, you are my son. We are Dual Wellness. This is just a show where we talk about just our opinions, some of the things that we've been through, our story, our history, some of the things that we've learned, discussing wellness, mental, physical, everything in between.
Hopefully in the future, any viewer recommended topics. Right now, we're just going through a list of topics that...
No, actually, we're doing a viewer recommended topic. This is a viewer recommended topic today, yes.
Really? Okay,
yes.
Cool. Wow.
Yeah.
Or giving a channel direction. That's nice. Well, thank you whoever recommended this.
Yes, they didn't recommend it on the show. It is someone that subscribed and did message me, and I asked if he had any ideas for the show, and he did recommend this topic, and I thought it was a good one because I thought it was an interesting one for you and I to discuss.
All right, sweet.
Because one of the things that we wanted to do with this channel is to give the opinion from a 56-year-old's view on life. Obviously, I've had a few years on Max, and Max is
22,
almost 23. Almost 23. Yep. So we definitely have similar views in some things, different views in others. So our friend Evan, who was one of the viewers, asked when... Hi, Evan.
Hey, Evan.
Number
one fan.
I do love me some Evan. Asked us to discuss the topic of body image, and which I thought was really great. I thought that was a really interesting topic to discuss. It does definitely cover the mental and the physical. So along those lines, I don't like to look at my phone while I'm doing this. However, I did want to look at, there's a definition of body image. I wanted to look it up, see what, just to get a fine-tuned thing.
Absolutely.
I think we all know what body image is, but this says body image is a person's thoughts, feelings, and perception of the aesthetics or sexual attractiveness of their own body. So it has to do with how you see yourself and how you think others see you.
Right.
So is that kind of what you understood the definition to be?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
Okay. So I had presented this idea, this subject matter to Max. He thought about it a little bit this week. I thought about it a little bit this week. I kind of took it a little bit different from body image because I thought about where I was when I was your age.
Okay.
And where I am now.
Right. With
body image. So when I was your age, it was the age of the supermodel. It was the late 80s, early 90s. I'm so old. It was the late 80s, early 90s, and it was I was a huge magazine-aholic. Huge. I subscribed to or purchased every fashion magazine, everything. I was really into all of the modeling. At the time, I was going to cosmetology school. So I was very, very into the makeup, the hair, all that stuff. But it definitely was the age of the supermodel.
Right.
Absolutely. So it was, I remember, and I'm 5 foot tall. Well, I was then. I'm 4'11" now. Lovely age. But so being 5 foot tall, obviously there wasn't a lot of similarities between me and Cindy Crawford.
Right.
You know, Linda Evangelista, all of them. There wasn't a lot of, I mean, I definitely definitely did not have Naomi Campbell's legs. You know, it was, so, you know, when your inseam is 27 and you're looking at and comparing yourself to people that are the antithesis of you, then you you have a tendency to have a bad body image. And I know,
Absolutely.
I know 100%. I mean, studies just came out and they, you know, it was all over the news and everything else last week, the week before, about the effect of Instagram on young girls. And young girls and young boys. So, and how it can distort things and everything else. And when I was younger and with the magazines and everything, that was at the beginning of, you really didn't hear that much about the airbrushing.
Right.
Until, you know, it did start to come out more and more and more,
right.
You know. So, so yeah, I would definitely say that I had a very distorted viewpoint when I was your age of how I wanted to or how I should look.
Right.
And how I was lacking because I didn't look that way. I mean, basically, I guess in my head, I thought I should be a little mini version of a supermodel, you know, a little shrunken version, you know.
Right.
And God knows I never was. I mean, I'm condensed. I'm short. I'm squished. So
No, our genetics are built to like have a boulder drop down on us to carry like 8 sacks of potatoes on our shoulders.
I always say that I am hardy peasant stock.
Yeah.
That I'm built to plow fields, and that is the truth. That is my genetics. That's what I come from. That is, you know, hardy peasant
We have
stock.
big quads and huge traps, and that's like,
We're solid.
yeah, that's our design.
We're solid. So that was how I was thinking about body image. Now, do you feel at your age now, do you feel that is
Similar?
any kind of a struggle for you, or?
Well, yeah, I think the whole thing has just evolved. Honestly, I think that continuation of the extremely unrealistic body type has only gotten more and more intense. Maybe.
How so?
With Instagram and everything like that. Like, so here's an example. I was watching the other day, Fast and the Furious 1, the first Fast and the Furious. Vin Diesel is like, he's in really good shape in that movie, right?
Yeah,
he's in good shape.
He's not like, not like crazy roided out.
No, he's not like insanely, he does not look like 75%, even remotely close to as good as like 75% of like Instagram influencers or YouTube fitness guys or anything. Like, he doesn't look even close to as good as him. He looks like a normal guy now, honestly. And at the time that movie came out, people saw him and were like, wow, oh my God, that's crazy. That he looks insane and stuff like that. Now it's like, yeah, he looks good, it's okay, he looks all right.
Now it's considered average.
Yeah, because the expectation of the typical gym guy, gym person is, it honestly seems like they are at the gym like an hour and a half to 3 hours a day. That is what they do. That is what they live for. They're on the creatine, they're on the pre-workout, they're on this, they're on that. Optimize. This is your whole life, because it quite literally is your whole life. With the age of the influencer, anybody, if they just put in the work to become insanely hot, to optimize every part of their body, just get free stuff. They get money. You can do. That is your job. Is to just be hot. Is to just be attractive. And
excuse me. How do you feel that? Okay, so you, your friends, etc. I mean, none of you are aiming to be influencers. I mean, to be nice, but having said that, how do you feel that those influencers have influenced you?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's one thing. So that influence, when you're starting off and you're like, wow, I'm doing pretty good. I look pretty decent. You look in the mirror and stuff like that. You're working out. You're eating better. You're like, I don't look too bad. I look pretty good. Then you go on Instagram or YouTube, because now I'm assuming if you're getting into fitness, everything like that, you're watching YouTube videos like this.
Yeah, for inspiration. I do that.
You get stuff in your recommended. The algorithm starts to just bombard you with like, this is how you work out. This is your optimal way of hitting this, like stuff like that. And you just see all these dudes who are ridiculous. You see like fake natties and everything like that, where like, this is my 1 year transformation.
So for someone that doesn't know, what is a fake natty?
People who say they're completely natural, as in they are not on any kind of steroid or any
now
physical.
They can take creatine.
Right,
That's not considered unnatural, correct?
Right. Yeah. No.
And creatine is supposed to have the help with the water going to the
All
muscles.
it does is store more water in your muscles, pretty much. So it makes you look a bit more swollen. And prevents cramping and stuff like that. So that's all that does. But and it's people who say they are natural, and in reality, and it's like, look at my 6-month transformation, and they put on 20 pounds of like lean muscle. And that's like, with some people, I guess it is possible if you have like peak genetics, you have insane genetics, you get insane recovery, you sleep amazing, you eat all the best. You're eating just like prime rib, like the best steaks ever, and like just optimizing everything. You could have an amazing 1 year transformation.
So how do you feel that type of, seeing that type of person, over and over,
Right.
how has that affected you?
Yes, I see that, and I say, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing well. I don't look that good.
Do you think
I'm messing
you're
up.
susceptible to that? You do.
I think everybody is. I think everybody is susceptible to that. I think everybody sees those videos and it sees people in. If you don't have the best lighting in your like progress photos and stuff like that, and the lighting isn't hitting you right, your muscles look way smaller. You didn't just get a pump in or something like that. Your muscles look way smaller. You wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, I'm skinny, or I'm fat, or I'm this, or I'm that. And you say, oh, what do I have to do? Do I have to bulk? Do I have to cut? Do I have to body recomp? Like, what? And you just get confused. And
now, here's the interesting thing, though. Here's the interesting. This is, hearing you say all of that, and the way that you translate that, and thinking about how I did it when I was, because I did the same type of thing when I was your age, but to a different extent. I mean, when I was your age, it was more the crash diets,
well, it is still that. It is still. Oh, so you say, do I have to bulk? Okay, bulking. You look into that. Dirty bulk. Just dirty bulk. As long as it fits your macros. As long as you get the protein.
What's dirty bulk?
So bulking is gaining a massive amount of weight so that you can transfer that into muscle.
But doesn't it have to do with your calorie intake? You have to eat.
So you have to be at a caloric surplus. Yes, you have to be to gain muscle or fat.
And there's nothing wrong with the bulk.
No, not at all. That's the thing, though. You look into it, and there's people who say, "Oh, do a dirty bulk," which is as long as
candy bars,
anything you want, as long as it hits your macros, as long as you get your protein and your fat and your carbs in, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Eat pizza, eat French fries, eat burgers. It doesn't matter. Just go for it. You just need to gain weight. It's bulking season. Gain weight and just train extremely hard until you.
Which, if you're anybody that has eaten that way, yeah, you might bulk.
You will get stronger. You will put weight on. You will feel awful.
You will feel horrendous.
You will feel awful, and it is not sustainable. And then once you're done dirty bulking, one, it's going to be extremely difficult to stop. 2, two, once you're done doing that and you try to transfer it over to body recomposition or cutting, eating healthier,
doing a cut,
you're going to lose a massive amount of that strength and muscle that you put on.
True.
So there's basically just no point in doing that. You're just damaging your organs and making yourself feel like garbage.
Well, I think, I think we all know, I think that, well, and maybe we all don't know, but I think that it is common knowledge that eating crap
will make you feel like crap.
Basically you are what you eat.
In a sense, exactly.
Yeah, you're building everything that you eat now is building your future you.
Yeah, it's gonna come back around.
So it is. It's everything that you eat. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I eat me some crap. Not on the regular, but I will do,
every once in a while.
Yeah, I will do that, and as will you,
Absolutely.
and everything, but...
Yeah, it's not about cutting it all out, but it's the idea of it. My point is the idea, it becomes extremely confusing, and there's so many...
And unhealthy.
Yes, it becomes extremely confusing and unhealthy, and there's so much information, so many diets, and there's so many things that you can do, and there's so many people who say, oh, train for aesthetics, this is what a good aesthetic is, this is what a good aesthetic is. You want to be lean, no, you want to be bulky, no, you want to be this, you want to be that, you want to be this. And it just becomes just awful and overwhelming, and then you just start to doubt yourself, and it's the same thing as starting to work out or getting healthy, and you say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna run, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna eat better, I'm gonna meditate, I'm gonna sleep better. And it just all comes crashing down on you.
It's too much.
And you give up, and you just...
And then you give up on all of that stuff, but you continue seeing the people that you follow online, and it just
snowballs.
Makes you feel worse about yourself.
Exactly.
It does. Yeah.
So I would say that body image is, it's a bit very, for me personally, how I came to like catharsis with it is
a good place.
Yeah, is I would is the progress photos. Is I would look at my very old progress photos and I would look at my new ones and I would say, there is progress. I am doing well. I would give myself little wins, and when I knew that I was
wins are huge.
They are. When I would start to doubt myself, I would start to feel really bad. I would take a step back. I would say this is like cyclical. This happens. Like, why am I feeling this way? Honestly, a lot of times when I am feeling bad, when I'm like, oh man, I'm messing up, is honestly a lot of times I am messing up in some ways. I did skip. I
skip a lot of workouts.
I skipped a workout, or I didn't eat
Not just a workout, because it's what skipping a workout usually doesn't make it. It's when you're skipping 3 or 4.
You give up on your routine, and you start. Usually, your brain is saying, "Hey, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Get back on your thing. Get back on your right."
Yeah.
And it's not trying to hurt you. It's not shaming you or anything like that. It's just saying. It's like a reminder on your phone saying, hey, it's time to do this. Hey, it's time to do this. And the more you just keep denying that and rejecting it and stuff like that, you have to, it's like when you break up with someone and you say, I hated that person. That person sucked. They were awful. Everything they ever did was terrible. They were mean, blah, blah, blah. You make yourself dislike them so that you don't want to get back together with them. You don't just feel sad about the bad thing that happened.
So what you're saying is when you start getting into, like when you start eating crappy or missing your workouts and stuff like that, you start having that dialogue where you're like, well, that sucked anyways, and I wasn't seeing any real improvement.
Yes, exactly. You're like, it doesn't matter anyways. Like, I feel better when I'm eating bad. Like, I just want to eat bad, whatever. Like, I didn't have any progress anyways. I'm gonna just look bad forever. Like, whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna be the funny fat guy. Like, it's just negative, just awful negative thoughts, and you're like patting yourself. You're cushioning the.
Well, that's your brain's way of justifying me. And that's what I always say. I can justify anything.
Well, your brain is giving you, it's saying, here's a possibility. Which possibility do you want? Here's a possibility where you give up on these routines that you have, and this is how you think, and this is how you express those thoughts, and you will become that. Or here I'm reminding you of the routines that you're supposed to do to get to this other version. So your brain is just giving you possibilities. That's its job. It's going through millions and trillions of realities that you can decide to create, and then you decide which one you want to create, and your thought process reflects that.
Have a seat.
Thank you. Uh-oh.
All right. Sorry, battery freaked out on us, I think. Stop recording.
Something like that.
Whatever.
Stop recording for some reason.
Anyways, here's the good news.
Yes.
Here's the good news, is that having said all that from a 22-year-old, and remembering when I was 22, here's the difference with body image when you're 56. Well, when you're this 56-year-old. Difference with body image when you're this 56-year-old is that it's not that I don't care. It's not that I don't care, because of course I care. I mean, there's if you have any amount of pride, self-pride at all, you want to look the best or close to the best or whatever as you can, but you don't put the weight into it and I don't mean body weight. You don't put the mental weight into it. You don't put the mental weight into it that you put into it when you were, 22 or 18 or whatever. It does get better. It does get less. You realize that it's not the end all to be all. So say for example, with me, I had bariatric surgery and lost 80 pounds. There's some loose skin involved in there.
Right.
There is absolutely some loose skin involved. And there's certain parts of me where I look in the mirror and I'm like, meh, I mean, with clothes on, it's okay. Tank tops, the arms are a little, whatever. But it's not you have a different attitude when you're 56 in that, in the grand scheme of things, and you absolutely get to a different point where you are I'm just thankful for everything my body can do.
Exactly, yeah.
I am thankful for and I love everything that my body can do. There's a lot that it you know what? I can't even say there's a lot that it can't do.
You just haven't really tried.
Exactly. Honestly, if there was something that I 100% wanted to do and I worked super hard at it and everything, odds are I could do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that is a humongous blessing. Right. And you realize that more as you get older, as you experience life more, and I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that at the age that you're at now, that I was at then, that you are trying to attract a partner. You are trying to attract someone. You're looking for, it's more I think that honestly, I think it has more to do with not so much your image in yourself, it's what you think other people are thinking about you. And when you get to the age of 56, when you get to a certain age, you realize, but I don't care.
But you think people think that you look bad because you think you look bad. If you think you look great, I think you're most likely going to think, this person thinks I look great too.
Oh, absolutely, because you exude.
Yes, exactly. So I think a lot of the problem is overthinking it. You wake up in the morning, you see yourself, you start to feel a little negative. It takes the same amount of energy to flip that and be positive about yourself. And the thing is your body will adapt to how you live. So it is as simple as, what goal do you want? Do you want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger or do you want to be Bruce Lee? Okay, how did Bruce Lee do that? How did Arnold Schwarzenegger do that? You look at how they did it.
They worked hard. They worked really hard.
They worked really hard. So you have to live like that to achieve that aesthetic. If you are not willing to put that amount of work in, do not feel bad when you have not achieved that aesthetic. You should be grateful for the fact that you probably have the ability to look like that. Arnold Schwarzenegger or Bruce Lee or something like that probably had great genetics. Probably, Arnold Schwarzenegger was, obviously not natty, but
he was natty.
No, but at the same time, it takes a massive amount of work and positivity and constant reinforcement of their ideals and philosophy and goals. So set a goal, figure out how to get to that goal, do it, and it will work out. And once you do that,
and notice on the way. Excuse me. Going back to body image.
Mm-hmm.
On the way to your goal or whatever the goal is, whether you get there or not. On the way, appreciate.
Yes.
Learn to, everybody says it, but it's true. Learn to love yourself, learn to love your body, learn to love, because what Max said is true in that what the golden rule, do unto others as you would do unto yourself. If you would never, ever, ever, ever say to another human being, well, you fat, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
They probably won't do it to you.
Not only that, don't say that to yourself.
Yeah, that.
If you would never speak to someone that you loved, or not even someone that you loved, if you would never say horrible, mean, nasty things, when you start getting that horrible, mean, nasty voice in your head telling that you are lacking, telling you that, your body image, what you have, is lacking or less than, no. Stop it. Tell it to shut the F up. Tell it it's done. The more you do that, the easier it gets.
Right.
And it does. It
does.
really, really does. So I think we've been talking a very long time.
Okay, I want to say one more thing.
Okay.
To go into the golden thing. This is what I always think about because if I'm like outside or I have my shirt off or something and there's other people around me and I'm like, I probably look a little, I don't look too good. They're probably thinking really negatively about me. They're probably all gonna like hang out later and be like, dude, why does Mac look?
Nobody's talking about you.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I know. I always go back to this. It's like when you're a little kid and you fart in class. And you sit there and it is the worst moment of your life and you think everybody is going to remember that forever and they're going to shame you. They're all going to talk about you behind your back. They all hate you. Now, do you remember what kid farted in class?
Valid.
You don't. Nobody does. Nobody remembers for a day after it happened. Nobody cares. Nobody is actually thinking about that. It is the most minimal thing ever. So if you are walking around shirtless, if you are running and you think, oh, I don't look too good, my form stinks, something like that. You're at the gym and you're like, man, I'm not hitting the 70-pound dumbbell press. I'm embarrassing myself. Everybody's laughing at me. Nobody is. Nobody is looking at you and thinking about what you're doing wrong.
They don't care.
They do not care. And if they do look at you, they are most likely thinking, wow, that guy's doing pretty good. That person's doing pretty good. I'm glad they're here.
If they are the type of person that would look at, because there's some
yeah, they're not the type of person that you want criticism from anyways. You don't want to be like them, so why listen to what they have to say?
Why put any value? If anybody was creepy enough even to be thinking in their head that kind of stuff, then
it's irrelevant.
Skip them.
Exactly.
That's done. Yeah.
Exactly.
So all right.
Stay positive. If you're positive about things, you're positive about the way you look, you're happy about the work you're putting in, Trust the process.
And if you're not happy about the work you're putting in, if you're not happy, if you're not happy about how you're eating or how you're doing this or whatever it is, whatever challenge that you have, baby steps.
But it is worth it. It is worth it to change it. Then also.
Yes.
It is worth it to change it.
Yep. If it's even one thing, take a baby step. Take care of that one thing. Little wins stacked up on each other are huge. Like we were saying the other day, foundations, that's all you're doing. Everything. So, all right. So, no, wait. Like.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Subscribe. Ring the bell. Please subscribe. We had a boatload of views on our first video. Yay! Everything, but yay! It was yay!
Yeah.
Everything. But we need more subscribers. Please subscribe. Please stop it. Comments help. Even if it's just to say hi, whatever. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate the views. We appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Evan.
Thank you, Evan. All right.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you for watching.